Hello everyone, and welcome back to the library. The Unseen by Kat Martin is a story that begins when two young boys discover a 100-year-old skeleton of a murdered man buried near the grounds of a historic Louisiana mansion. Strange paranormal occurrences escalate within the house and begin to negatively affect Rachel Belmont's already declining health. Rachel's niece, Nicole, enlists the help of a former priest, and they work together to piece the puzzle of the skeleton, the paranormal, and the history of the mansion. And of course, they develop an attraction towards each other. Forget-Me-Not by Stacey Willingham is a Southern thriller. 22 years ago, Claire Campbell's older sister Natalie disappeared shortly after her 18th birthday and was never found. In the decades since, Claire has attempted to forget her traumatic past by moving to the city and climbing the ranks as an investigative journalist, until an unexpected call from her father forces her to come back home and face it again. While back home, she takes on a part-time job at a local vineyard and discovers an old diary detailing various unsolved cases in the area. She becomes obsessed and begins to suspect the diary's connection to her sister's unsolved disappearance. Buckeye by Patrick Ryan is a multi-generational family drama set in rural Ohio post-World War II. The story follows two couples, Cal and his spiritual healer wife Betsy, and Margaret and her closeted husband Felix. The families become entwined as their children become friends, and we follow the cast as they grow and change. This is a character-focused novel without thrills or shocking plot twists, a true portrait of ordinary Midwestern life. Beartown by Frederick Bachman is the story of a small rural village with a dwindling population in the vast forests of Sweden. The revival of the town rests on the shoulders of a local junior hockey team, but when a local girl is raped during the semi-final match, the town is upended and divided between those who want justice served and those who want the matter to disappear. Beartown is an emotional, serious read focused on character development and interpersonal relationships. Hotel on the Corner of Bitter and Sweet is a historical novel set in 1980 Seattle. When the owner of an abandoned hotel in Japantown discovers the belongings of a family sent to a Japanese internment camp, a local Chinese American named Henry recognizes one of the objects. The story is told in two parallel storylines, one following 12-year-old Henry Lee's experiences during the Second World War, and the other depicting Henry 44 years later as a widower with a college-age son. The story explores themes of racism, police brutality, and interracial love. The Warsaw Orphan by Kelly Rimmer is a World War II novel. In 1942, 14-year-old Elżbieta is living with her adopted parents and uncle in Warsaw. When she discovers her neighbor is smuggling Jewish children out of the ghettos, she works alongside her to educate them so they can pass the non-Jew test. One of these children is 17-year-old Roman, and Elżbieta becomes entwined with the brutal hardships his family faces in the ghetto. This is a hard-hitting read inspired by the true life of Irina Sendler, a nurse who saved over 2,500 children during the Nazi occupation of Poland. The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell is a YA fantasy novel set in modern New York City. Magic has dwindled, and only a few magic users, called mages, remain. Any magus who enters Manhattan becomes trapped by the Brink, a dark energy barrier that confines them to the island. This story follows Esta, a thief who can move through time. All of Esta's training has been for one final job, to travel back to 1902 to steal an ancient book containing the secrets of the Order and the Brink before the magician can destroy it and doom the mages to a hopeless future. Photograph by Brian Freeman is a thriller mystery that follows Detective Shannon Wells as she works to piece together the events that led up to the death of her client, Faith, a woman with a secret identity. The only clue to who Faith was and why she was murdered is an old photograph of a little girl in the rain outside of a Midwestern hotel. This is a fast-paced, plot-heavy novel that spans a variety of modern-day settings. And that's what people are reading this week.